Hello, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. Welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun to show you my little mess because, you know, we all tend to have a little bit of a mess when we're crafting. So my viewpoint from, that's my camera holder kind of in the way. So just things, I have little piles. I watch videos while I'm crafting. So over here in my craft room, okay, my lamp and everything, dusty lamp, I've got cardstock bits in that, and that's kind of always sitting there open. I put it away, then I take it out again. And then this drawer is always kind of hanging open like that. Oh my goodness. And then right behind me, so I don't know if this is how it is for you guys, but you work in one little space, and then when I go to make a video, I have to shove everything just out of the way. So then on the floor, I keep things that I use fairly often. I'll bring them down, and so I bump into those all the time. And my, oops, I'm plugged in right now. My little fussy cuts waiting to be cut out, my sewing machine, and then I have other things back here, fussy cut, waiting to be used. And then I have stuff on the floor surrounding me. All right. Now I'm going to start a video. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, look at that. Everything is kind of shoved out of the way and ready for crafting. How convenient. So I found at Hobby Lobby these parchment leaves. I mean, that's what that said. I threw the thing away. I don't know when I threw it away. Maybe it's still in my trash. Yeah. So I got these at Hobby Lobby. And it's parchment. Apparently, it looks like you can put them on a food tray. And I thought, well, I'll grab those. They're pretty big. There's several different. There's several patterns. Same, different color. Get that out of the way. There is that one. And then, so orange and more red. And then there's the, well, like oak leaf one. They're pretty, I don't know, I want to say delicate, but at the same time, you know, totally usable. But it's so thin that it's not like you could glue it down and use it as a pocket or anything like that, I don't think. I wasn't sure when I purchased them, I wasn't sure what they were going to be like. But anyway, so what we're going to do today, I already made one and it turned out pretty well, I thought. It looked kind of nice. We're going to use them as little, I don't know, what do I want to call it? Like, I don't know. Mine just totally blank. I'm going to glue some of those leaves onto this piece of paper, but not just flat out, you know, glue it. It's going to be a little bit here and a little bit there, but the ink comes through them really nicely. So that's why I thought I would show you guys. And so you can run down and get some if you like the way it looks, and maybe you saw them there and you thought, what am I going to do with parchment paper leaves? So this is something you could do. Definitely you could use them on a collage sheet. And I wanted to say collage, but it's technically, I'm not collaging anything. I'm just gluing it. But if you did do a whole collaged page, I think it would look good. You could glue a whole leaf down on top of it, and it would look really good, I think. Okay, I'm gonna ink beforehand because the ink doesn't show up real well on the leaf itself. I will ink around the leaf, but I want it to show through the leaf that I inked this piece of paper. We'll go ahead and ink this since I'm here doing it. This is cardstock that I believe I have purchased at Michael's, and then I actually found a pack of it at the thrift store. So they probably still have it. I don't know. I think it was Michael's, but maybe not. Maybe it was Hobby Lobby. But they're nice fall colors of cardstock, and they're not too thick, so it makes for a good tag. I don't want to glue my paper down yet because I want to... I want it to be on the white part, but not on the cardstock part. So I'm thinking what I might do is sort of like that. And so I'm going to mark the leaf itself, and I can see my paper through it, which is nice. So then I'm going to cut my leaf, and your paper cutter works great on these. I don't know about the kind that has the you know, blade that you pull through, but the kind that rolls, it works well. And then when I glued it down, I used Fabri-Tac, and that was good. Okay, I want it to be square. All right, so you see it cuts really well. But I also want it to be curved. So I just have a piece of scrap paper over here, and I will line it up and do it that way. So you see now, that's why I didn't want to glue my page down yet. I want my leaf on the paper. And then I'm going to use a different color leaf. I mean, I could use this one because it's a different color, but I kind of like that this is a different leaf altogether. So I think this one, I'm just going to go straight down here and here. Knocking things over. Okay, now you just want to be careful that you're not cutting off the tips that you don't want to cut off. I doubt I'm going to end up using that corner, but you know, we'll see. Wait, where did that go? I wanted that one. So we're going to ink around it. Yeah, it barely shows, but maybe it shows. I don't know. That's why I definitely wanted to ink around my paper first for the edges itself. Of course, you don't have to ink if you don't want to ink. You guys, it was 34 degrees this morning when I got up. That's cold. Okay, let's do some Fabri-Tac on here. And I'm trying not to use too much, but you know, I really always do. But you know, I don't think my stuff comes apart, so that's good. It's always a bonus. Okay. if you get that Fabri-Tac quick enough, it'll just ball right off of your project. So that's good. So you see how it comes through really well. I just really like the way that looks. They're very see-through in a good way. I need to fill my bottle. Isn't that cool? I like them. Go ahead and glue it onto this. Where did my... Ugh. Okay, I'm going to sit here and make a couple more. I'm going to be gluing some words down on top of this, so anything that's not totally stuck down will likely have a word over the top of it. I'm going to make a few more and then we'll add some words. I'm not sure that the one that I'm finishing with is the one I started with you guys. I've made several, but I did go ahead and stitch around. I'll show you all of the ones that I've made. I stitched around and I'm going to add just some words on it and an eyelet and some fabric coming out the top. I've been working, well, at this point for, I don't know, several days, and haven't gotten very far. I think I want that one just offset a little bit while it'll still move. I haven't gone any farther than just the first page. Now, I'm trying to schedule my videos. You know, I always have a plan in my head. I think, why shouldn't I be able to do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday video? Occasionally on Saturday if I've got extra things recorded. I just cannot seem to keep up. However, I feel like I'm always in here making something. I just don't know. So I don't know what today is. Monday. You're going to see this on Friday, I'm pretty sure, but today is Monday for me. And I think I started putting my signatures together on Saturday. And I'm still working on the first page in each signature. So yeah, it takes me a long time to make stuff. And it's not really like I'm in a race, but kind of, because if I get this done in December, it's kind of too late, isn't it? So I have a piece of muslin and this little furry stuff, and it's kind of a lot to go through here, but I like the furry stuff, so I want to use it. So I'm really having to pull it through to make it a little bit easier to, this will be the hardest one because I've done a couple, and this one I'm doing on camera, you guys, makes me want to throw it across the room. Seriously, I have not fussed with it like this on any of the other ones. Isn't that frustrating? I was just watching a video. Some lady, and she's kind of cranky while she was making her video. And I thought that was kind of funny because I feel like that all the time when I'm making stuff. I don't want to say who it is, but she was just like, of course that would happen. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I want that to be showing across the front. If I had more of this fuzzy stuff, I would have done just the fuzzy stuff, but I only have this much of it. And that is what's left. So I would have doubled it up on each of them, but you know, I didn't get to. All right, so here we go. I'll show you what we came up with. Let me move you down a little bit. And then this one I did an upside down, like it's gonna go in an upper pocket. So I had to do it with a tab on the bottom. And then this is the one that I made first on my own. Okay, so now these are gonna go into the front of each of my signatures. They each have this, a little pocket or something. So that one is going in there, gratitude, courage, and heart. And then in the second one, I have, don't know that it really matters. I think this one, because that has too much yellow for this page, I believe. Okay, so what I was going to say, you guys, I just dropped my pencil. If you ever have a problem where it's kind of just like you're having a hard time getting the pocket to go in, I just take and stretch my sides out with a bone folder, and it opens it up just enough. So there's that one. I think that's cute. And then this is the one with the upper pocket. I want my other bone folder though. This one's a little fat. I just hold on to the edge so I don't tear my glue, but it just kind of stretches the paper a little bit, and it makes things slide in easier on like a brand new pocket. So there's that one. And then the final one. Cute. Okay. So there we go. I still have, that is done. This one needs something in here. Well, this is actually like a double pocket that I added in there. That one's done. And this one still needs something in here. So yeah, I'm still not done. And I would love to finish just this first page so I could get started on something else tomorrow, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.